everyone, I guess. So uncertainty. I remember, so it was the year 2001, and I was really young and very sheltered. And one day, I got something in the mail, and it's something everyone probably remembers. It was a CD-ROM. We would get them once a month to use AOL free, 1,000 hours. Everyone remembers these. And I never really thought about the internet, but my parents said it was okay because I was going to do extracurricular academic work that required an online connection. And so I used this interesting software. My parents didn't really know how it worked, and to be honest, neither did I, and I didn't really fully understand what it meant to have a computer in my room or what it meant to have an internet connection. So being a 12-year-old sort of suburban California introvert, I thought maybe this would be a great way to meet people. And I can tell you guys, I've actually met some really awesome people. I mean, I'm 25, I'm here, so nothing there wasn't a serial killer on the other side. But I think, well, what had happened was I did meet a friend, and he wasn't, to be honest, he wasn't that much different from me. He lived about 15 or 20 minutes away. Less than 5 years older than me, so no creepers, no how to find a predator or whatever this was back then. And we started talking. And we became really good friends. We had the same taste in music, so when you're 12 or 13 and you start finding the bands that you really like, it was kind of nice to have this reassurance that, what you like is cool. And as we started talking to each other more and more, and I made more friends online, things became a little bit unusual. He began to ask me unusual things, and I was a pretty sheltered kid. I used AOL for academic help. So in the age where people were using porn or developing hacking devices, I was just working on academic work. But what's interesting was I never expected, I grew up sheltered, but I still held this very strong sense of what is right and wrong. Even though I barely understood what this person was telling me to a certain degree, I knew that it was bad. But I couldn't tell anybody. I was a 12-year-old kid, and on top of that, an academic nerd with extremely strict parents. I didn't want them to judge me, and I didn't want to be in trouble. Because when you're a kid, that's all you think about, is whether or not you'll be in trouble, and it's all your fault. So one day he asks me to meet, and I'm thinking, okay, I don't know, coffee shop or something. And he asks me to sneak out of my house. And I knew at that moment things weren't right. But I was a kid. There's right or wrong. If you tell your family members, you're in trouble. It's your fault. What are you doing online? Who are you talking to? Don't you know this is bad? Don't you know any of this stuff? So, with no one to talk to, I decided I was adult enough to find out. I'm alive, I'm here, still here. But what I do recommend for anyone who does have a younger brother or sister, or maybe even a friend, is to be there for them and to tell them, when someone tells you something, not does something, but just tells you something, gives you a bad feeling, come here, talk to me, you won't be in trouble.